Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about probiotics and its effect on GI distress, inflammatory markers and performance in a marathon. I'm super excited to talk about this topic because it is, I think, really relevant to a lot of people out there. This study is super recent. It was got by a guy called Pugh et al. 2019. All right, so let's get into the study. Let's talk about the people that are involved, and then we can talk about what's happened and what we found and how I think it might relate to you. All right, so we have 24 recreational runners, 20 men and 4 females, which is so disappointing. Again, why? Anyway, 28 days of supplementation with 1 tablet a day taken with the first meal of the day. It was 25 billion bacteria or live cultures with 4 different strains. And this was a double-blind study, so both the people doing the testing and the testees themselves were blind to what they were taking. It was not a crossover, so it was just split down the middle, 12 people in each group. I think they could possibly had more, but I think this is still a substantial amount. The results. Whoa, success. All right, so we can see that they had a lower reduction in GI distress and symptoms and issues in the probiotic group compared to the placebo group, which is awesome. All right, it really shows that probiotics are making a difference and they do help. Interestingly though, they saw faster running splits in their first and third split of the marathon, but no performance difference overall, which is a bit weird. But I think it's because this was a marathon done on a running track and motivation, adrenaline, things like this, working towards a proper event was not there. And it might mean that they might not have pushed as hard as they wanted to. All right, and I think definitely because if you're seeing lower GI issues, you're going to be able to run harder, whereas those who have them are going to probably see, a drop off in their ability to run quicker, and obviously even stopping completely potentially. Took 2 weeks to see the reductions in GI distress, and that is a great, knowing that is fantastic, so you know when to start taking this product in the lead up to an event. I think 4 weeks would still be a safer bet because some of the people took a little bit longer. What do I really think? I think this study is fantastic. I think it shows how something inexpensive like a probiotic is really effective, especially if you have GI issues. GI issues are really common, and more so in events where you have a longer duration, or more so in running. So if you are having issues, and even if you're not, if you're an everyday individual and you're having certain issues with foods, it'd be worthwhile taking a probiotic. There's some really great research coming out looking at high exercising individuals or athletes and seeing a reduction in upper respiratory tract infections when taking probiotics. And also, if you're a high exercising individual again, or doing ultra endurance athlete training or events, if you're doing a lot of events or training in the heat, then certain issues can happen with your gut and gut permeability, allowing more toxins through and getting something like toxemia and having those issues, or leaky gut syndrome. Probiotics are being seen to improve that and to heal that gut lining. So there seems to be some efficacy there. The markers looking at in this study about immunosuppression, inflammatory markers, cortisol levels, didn't see significant difference, but there is other research out there that does show that to be reduced when you are taking probiotics, and there seems to be more of a long-term effect around that. It's not fully proven, but there seems to be some interesting research there, and I think it has good promise, right? What do I get my people to do and my athletes to do? If they have GI issues, I get them taking a probiotic, and that's backed up further by this study. I also get them doing a gut training protocol, and I also get them practicing with different foods and sports supplements in relation to the event and how we're going to do that to get them more used to it. I think there's a lot of stuff that comes with nerves and anxiety that can cause GI distress, and if you have not only your race protocol and how you're doing it, running it, etc. is set up, but also your food is practiced, that's going to reduce that nerves and anxiety. But also, you know where your limit lies. You know how much food to be having, especially if you're going at that intensity. It's also worth looking at things like heat and temperature. There's a lot of other factors that affect GI distress. So I get all my clients to practice what they're doing, and we'll go through that and make sure they feel really comfortable with what they're doing, why they're doing it, and making sure that GI distress is reduced. There are other things you can do, and I might do that in another video, so definitely drop a comment below if you'd like to see more about GI distress and other factors that will influence that. I'd love to hear about maybe some of the things that you're having or struggling with in relation to your training and issues if they are GI related. If you enjoyed today's video, drop a comment below as well. Let me know what you think, or drop me a like, and I'd love to hear from you, all right? I hope you really enjoyed today's video, and I'll speak to you soon.